Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. Wake up to walk. It's Des here, ready to attack the day. And it's much needed this morning. Fortunately, I didn't have a great night's sleep. So, whilst I'd normally be following the Robin Hood way, the pilgrimage through Nottinghamshire, today I've decided just to attack the day in more local surroundings. I'm actually in a place I take advantage of quite a lot. The Memorial Gardens just by the Victoria Embankment and the River Trent. Do you know, I'd love to be doing what I usually do, but I've had a tricky night's sleep. Do you know, not feeling fantastic. I spoke all week about feeling tired. I think it all stems from that event I took part in last weekend. Do you know, so just realising some of the things I need to take a bit of pressure off with, and the logistics of getting out to where I finished last week, having not had much sleep, you know, having lots to do today, just proving a little bit difficult. But I don't need to sort of beat myself up too much about that. It's not going away, is it? I can get back to that next week. And I'm really enjoying being out down here today, whilst I do take advantage of it quite a lot. Do you know, I never normally get out at this time like everybody else, and probably the reason it's quiet now is everybody's sort of attacking their day, concentrating on work and personal lives and things like that. When I get down here in the evening, it's normally really quite busy. Lots of people make the most of it. It's great to see, but feels a bit exclusive at the moment. Feels even better. You know, there's not a soul in sight. You know, and again, like I'm always trying to do, finding the positives. So whilst, like I say, it'd be easy to beat myself up about not doing the Robin Hood way, you know, I'm finding great ways to enjoy this, you know, and get over the fact I've not had a great night's sleep. You know, it happens. We all get a little bit tired. We all get a little bit run down. You know, plans go a little bit away. But it's how you deal with it, isn't it? It's how you tackle it. For me, Friday mornings are about getting up, getting some activity in early, feeling good about that, but processing my thoughts, planning and preparing, you know. And whilst I'm on the Robin Hood way, I quite often I'm thinking about where I'm going and looking, and I wouldn't say stressing, because it's definitely not a stress, but I'm kind of working at the same time doing DOdaily. Today, because it's a lot more comfortable for me, I know where I am. I don't have to think about all those things. So all that planning and preparing is kind of coming to me a lot easier, you know. Got a lot to do this weekend, got a lot to think about, a lot to get in. It will be quite easy to sort of sack it off completely, but I'm not going to do that, because I know how important it is and I know how it works for me. You know, if I do this, I can almost compartmentalise everything, break it all down, tackle it in the right frame of mind. I just think back to last week, was looking forward with trepidation to that big running event, you know, where I knew I was going to do quite a few miles. It was all exciting, but whilst I was on Wake Up to Walk, I really enjoyed my surroundings there. Somewhere I got a lot more from than I thought, but that kind of made me even more excited about what I was doing next. Do you know, it put me in a good frame of mind, put me in a good mood. Do you know, it made me sort of want to tell people about it. Do you know, and when you can sort of connect and communicate, and the fact that I was camping for the weekend with 20 odd good friends, do you know, it just built all that excitement and anticipation. And I'm not embarrassed to sort of talk about positivity and the enthusiasm I have for the things I do. Do you know, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? I spoke a lot recently about living for the good times, and I think sometimes we actually forget we have to live for the good times. We tend to deal with things one by one, do you know, and when problems happen, we let it get to us, do you know, and we spend too much time thinking and mulling over it, do you know. But I've learned a lot in the last few years, do you know. A lot of things have sort of created this mindset, I guess, do you know, and made me realise that sometimes those things don't really matter, do they? Do you know, and we can all sort of be calm and relaxed about what we do, you know. But why not be excited about it? Why not enthuse about it? Why not look forward to it? Because when those things do sort of go wrong, you know, if we're only sort of laid back and calm when there's the good things, you know, we probably get ourselves worked up into a bit of a tizzy with the bad things. Do you know, I tend to be quite calm and relaxed about most of those these days. I understand that life happens, you know, and it does. It's unfair, you know, it does things we don't want it to do. But when you realise that that's what it is, you know, all of a sudden you can start enjoying all the little things you do. I say it every single week and I make no apologies for it. This is a small win, you know, having the opportunity to have all this to myself today, to have a little bit more time. Got no work planned today. I've got one or two little errands to do, but no real work planned today. Do you know, all those small wins build in, do you know, just building my excitement for all those big plans for the weekend. Another chance to meet lots of people, do you know, through a party, an actual party. Do you know, how good is that? How exciting is that? Do you know, people I know are looking forward to it. I mentioned yesterday how much Kay's looking forward to a dance and celebrating a birthday, do you know. And again, it's all those small things, isn't it, that's so important, do you know, in just doing what you do. So if you can sort of get out, think about it, process your thoughts, get in activity at the same time, get those endorphins flowing, find an amazing place like this, do you know, somewhere you enjoy. Everybody's got that place on the doorstep. Do you know, whilst I often go looking for things on a Friday morning, looking for new places, going on new adventures, doing different challenges, do you know, that's the way I tick. I like to keep challenging myself. Everybody's got something like this. I've just kind of resorted to default mode today, but that's absolutely fine, isn't it? Do you know, I'm still doing exactly the same as what I'd be doing every Friday. I'm out walking, I'm doing what I do, I'm processing my thoughts, I'm looking forward, you know, and I'm being enthusiastic about it. And that's all we can be. If you try and find a positive, you will do in absolutely anything. You know, there's always something good to come out of adversity. You know, we faced a lot of that. We faced it collectively, we faced it individually. You know, I faced it myself this week. You know, I could easily beat myself up about having not been in the best sort of shape and best form going into that big event, and what the sort of knock-on effect is of the fact I'm now tired and feeling it, do you know. But I've got another event this weekend, do you know, and I've come to the point where I realise I'll get through it, do you know. And whilst I love to do these things well, do you know, and I'd love to be in a better shape, do you know, it's also an experience, isn't it? Do you know, and experiences are really important, do you know. I like to think I'm not a materialistic person. I know I'm not, do you know. I like to sort of enjoy people, experiences, life, do you know. Get inspired by things, get motivated by what people do, do you know. And that's great to remember, isn't it? Because materialistic things don't really do much for us, do you know. Short-term fixes, instant gratification. But if you enjoy everything that's going on around you, try and find the positives, do you know, use everything as an experience, do you know. How important is that, do you know, because you can always look back and it helps you realise something I particularly do on a Friday morning. It helps you realise what works and what doesn't. I always look back on the week. This week, as I've said, I've been tired. All of a sudden I've put it down to the fact I wasn't prepared for that event. I'm not quite prepared as I want to be this week, but going forward, as I always say on DOdaily, it's a learning curve. Life's a learning curve until the day you die, to be honest. It's a learning curve. I can sort of try and be better. I'm not always going to be better. I'm not always going to do what I say I'm going to do, because that just doesn't happen. People who try to be perfect tend to fall from a great height. You know, I'm not claiming to be that, but all I can try to be is a little bit more consistent with what I want to be, not what anybody else wants, do you know, not what anybody else does, not what anybody else thinks. This is about me, do you know, getting out there and doing what works. I'd like to try and help people and encourage people to do similar things, because I know it works for me. I'm not saying it works for everybody, but if people want to give it a try, this is just something to look into, and give a go if they feel it might work for them. All I'm trying to do here, guys, is encourage people to get out and get active, to be happy and positive, and when you understand a few of those things I've spoken about today, you're giving yourself a chance. All I've done in the last few years by sort of getting into the running, by getting into my activity, by keep finding things like a wake up to walk episode of Do Daily on a Friday morning, is give myself that little bit of accountability, that chance to think about what I'm doing. I do many things that don't really work out for me, that I don't do again, but until you try it, you never know. And that's all I'm saying. Get out in the morning. I've attacked the day today, got a busy weekend in store, I've spoke about that a lot, but tomorrow I'm volunteering first thing at a park run, and whilst it is busy, it'd be easy not to do things like that, but again, it's going to make me feel good. I always talk about the fact that getting up in the morning is great. This is what Attack the Day is all about, but also I talk about the fact helping people is great. If I can do my little bit in helping people get a park run in on a Saturday morning, it's not a big bit, it probably is in reality, lots of people get so much from it, but for me it's something I can do quite easily, something I could quite easily not do tomorrow because I've got so much on, but I know by taking an hour or so out to do that, to help others, it'll really inspire me to get even more from all the things I do. That's what happened last week. I was kind of from this point last week where I really enjoyed my walk on the Robin Hood Way, the momentum built, and I'm feeling absolutely fantastic despite all the tiredness, the fact I don't feel perfect physically. I'm feeling fantastic mentally. All I need to do now, I feel, is get my physical side in shape, get some activity in, enjoy this half marathon at the weekend. Whilst it's going to be difficult, I touched on before that it's about the experience, isn't it? If I can pick my head up and enjoy a run around London, that's going to make me feel even better, isn't it? It's not all about pace, it's about enjoying absolutely everything you do. On a Friday morning, I absolutely love attacking the day. If you can do it, whether it's today, tomorrow at park run, whether it's getting out on a Sunday morning or whatever day of the week, it makes the world a difference. Have a great weekend, guys. Hopefully you've taken something from Do Daily this week. If you've taken anything today, please like, share and subscribe to the video. It's all about building this. I'm grateful for all the support, grateful for everyone that tunes in and sticks with it. It's just me trying to pass on a few bits of information, bits of advice, a few tips on how it works, how it's made me feel good about what I'm doing. Until Monday, when we'll be looking back over the weekend and looking forward to the week ahead, trying to go again, as we always do. Have a great one. Just doing it.